Okay, I don't know if this is on or not. I think it is. So if anybody is out there, you can hear me, you can see me, let me know, and we will begin. Hold on. See if maybe that's a little bit better. Gotta see something here. Let's see. Yeah, hi. Hi, Carnage Creations. Paul Fontanini. Hello there. Can you see me okay? Can you hear me okay? I'm fooling around with different software, and can you also see there should be a GS Tongs logo on the top? Great, thanks. It's only gas. Thanks. And then there should be a picture of a forge on the screen as well, not just my beautiful face. So yeah. So let me know if you see that, and if not, well, there's not much I can do about it now. So, hold on, I got some notes prepared here. Let me see what else is going on. All right, Michael Mitchell, thanks. Yeah, so, oh wow, okay, we got a lot more people joining in, so this is great. Yeah, what I want to first say is, hold on, I got some notes here. I wanted to apologize to two guys, to Kane Custom Knife. That's not knives, but knife. And Stan Irvin. I actually was trying to test this software, and I went live by accident. I just wanted to keep it private, but it went live, and so they actually were on it for a second and said, "Whoa, what happened?" It disappeared, and so I just apologize to those two guys. I'm back. Hopefully you can see this. Hopefully you can take time to watch this live stream. So yeah. Anyway, anybody have any? Before I begin here, I just wanted to do a little bit of show and tell, because if you can see the pictures that I'm going to post, yeah, okay, good. It says, yep, have all the pics. I wanted to just give a little background about what I was doing when I was forging back in Washington State, and how I was set up and like that. So what I did was I dug through a lot of old pictures, and I still have tons. I was not a picture kind of guy back in the pre-cell phone era. I really didn't take many pictures, but I still have enough. And so I was digging through stuff and found this and found that. And so it makes it easier for me to share with you guys as I'm, if I show you, and then I can explain, and then you can ask any questions. So, and then I'll go into more about what I would like to do with these live streams, which is not the ultimate goal, but coming soon is I want to do live streams when I'm actually forging. But for that, I'm going to have to use my cell phone, so I still got to figure that out. So, but I'll go into that maybe in more detail a little bit later in this live stream. Yeah, hello to everyone here. Another thing too is, I don't know, I'm moving this around so I can see the chat. So hopefully that everything stays centered on your screen. I think it should. But, I'm using, my laptop screen is not very big, so I can't have two different windows open without, doing some overlapping. So let's see here. Yeah, hi from Brazil. Hi, Maranti Mat. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, if I didn't pronounce that right, I'm sorry. Hi, Dwayne. Forge Works, Blacksmith, all working good. Great. Yeah, well, so let's begin here, and I'll explain a little bit about this picture. This is actually the inside of my smithy, my shop in Washington, in the town that I lived in at that time was Castle Rock. And so I built this shop, and it suited my needs. It was pretty small. I remember, if I recall, the size was maybe like 200 square feet, because that was the size that you could build without having to have any kind of permits or anything like that. It looks bigger in this picture, but I'm probably at one of the far ends when I took this. And so in the picture here, you can see I don't know if my cursor will show up here, but you can see the forge, and that's at a time when I only used coal and forge coke. And you can see that I had a hand crank blower right here. And so this shop was, to be honest, it was, for the first year, I didn't even have electricity. It was completely unplugged. So you can see here I have one of these post drills and that I actually would use. It was, functioned pretty well. And then here was a big Nimba anvil. I actually had two Nimbas. I bought I think it was 260-pound one, and then eventually I bought this, I think it was 450-pound Nimba anvil, and both were excellent. I sold the smaller one when I bought this one, and then eventually when we left Washington to move back to Taiwan here, then I sold this one here. So it's a shame because, you know, it's always kind of like, I wish I had that now, but, you know, what am I going to do? I can't strap it on my back, you know, so, and bring it to Taiwan at that time. So, also you see here I have this is kind of a cheaper shear, but it worked, and I use that quite a bit, bar stop shear. And in the foreground here, see this is a 100-pound Vulcan anvil, and that was my first anvil ever. And so I bought that, and I think I paid like probably $150 for it. So at that time, you could still get a pretty good anvil at a pretty good price, but those days are long gone. And then to this side here, right, where you see this yellow thing, that's actually a treadle hammer, and that someone made for me. And, you know, to this day I have regrets because I don't think I compensated that gentleman enough. And so if ever he sees this or whatever, if he contacts me, you know, I would try to make that right. You know, he made this treadle hammer for me, and it's not to say I didn't pay him, and we did also a partial trade, but I just felt like at that time I was a little bit young and dumb, and so anyway, it really, really worked very well, and I didn't know how to use it. It had two flat dies, and I was too stupid to say, well, I should probably change the top die to something more rounded. So I only use it for truing up stuff. But yeah, definitely a great treadle hammer. And I actually sold this and the smaller nimber to a friend who is in Oregon. And actually recently, Jeff, you know, he's contacted me, and he says those tools are still working great for him. And he's a real great guy, and he takes care of his stuff. So that's a good thing to know. So yeah, let me get to the let me look over here at the chat comment section here and see if anybody has any questions. Okay, don't see anything. Yeah. So hold on a sec. I lost my picture. Okay. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah, I'm noticing like some money coming in. Listen, if I'm slow on the go here, it's because I just can't. I'm gonna have to reduce the size of this a little bit. And yeah, it's only Gaz sent me basically 9 pounds, and that's really appreciated. Thank you very, very much. Appreciate it. Love to see an update on your adjustable tong. Yeah, I don't know if you're the guy who's asked me about this for a while, but I have to apologize. It's just been super slow. I have that newer style adjustable tong, which is not much of a change from the previous version, but just some slight, maybe aesthetic changes. And also the Z tong, you remember, and then also this newer Farrier style tong that I want to list on my website, and I want to, you know, organize those pictures. And I don't know why I always seem busy, but I think part of it is because I need to take time to do other things recently. So, but yeah, I'll do my best. Appreciate that donation, I really do. So, yeah, let me see. I just want to scroll down because I see if anybody else. Yeah. Okay. If anyone else has donated anything, of course it's very appreciated, and I will find out later, and then I will will shout you out for that later on. So if I don't find it here. So yeah. At any rate, so all right. Let's see now if I can. I don't know what the heck I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm going to try to get rid of this picture here. You know, I'm noticing that my computer is kind of overheated. It's starting to make the fans making noise. Listen, if we lose this, don't worry. But I think we should be okay. So, let's see here. Yeah, what's up? Yes, hold on a sec. Yeah, I'm going to take this picture and eliminate it if I can. Hold on. Just give me 1 second. And then now I'll try to add in another picture here for you guys to see. You know, I'm gonna have to go back and forth between your chats and this. Let me first move this and make this smaller, and then I'll open this. I've got like no room, but I'm doing my best. So here, now I'm trying to post another picture. Let's see. Here we go. So this is I don't know if you can see that. This is me actually when I was building the shop way back when. This is, you know, and like everything in life, this is when, all right, I'm going to repeat myself, I know, but that's okay. So basically, my wife and I, we moved, when we got married, we lived in Portland, Oregon, and rented an apartment there. Got sick of that, bought a home in Vancouver, Washington. After a couple years, kind of felt like we should move out, or I did at least, and bought this piece of property and then built. And so before I built a home, I built this shop. And so, like everything, as I was about to say, is I never have a plan for anything. I just go and do it. So I just built this as I thought. I didn't have any kind of plans or anything like that, and it came out to my liking. So yeah, that's me on the top there, fooling around on the rafters. And let me show you a picture of the finished shop from the outside. So let's see here. Pick, eliminate. Yes. I'm sorry if you're seeing a lot of things you shouldn't see in this. Like with my the cursor I have to have, otherwise I won't be able to see what I'm doing. So this is a picture of. So that's the finished shop, and so you can see it's pretty cozy. Whoops. Pretty cozy, and it suited my purpose really well. So you can see it's not much bigger. It's not too big, maybe 200 square feet, like I said. I had a metal roof, and the three sides were wooden. There was no insulation or anything. Just the I just put on the siding, and the vertical there is I don't know if you can tell, but that's a door, and inside had a lot of custom hardware and stuff like that. So and on the left-hand side, I made a wall. The forge was backed up onto one wall, and that wall was I made of rock. I had a big pile of like 6-inch rock, 4 to 6-inch rocks. What a stupid idea to build a wall. It took forever. I should have just used red bricks or cinder blocks. But yeah, and I think if you looked at that picture from the inside, you could see that wall. So I just thought that would be safer, and of course it was. And so yeah. Anyway. I'm gonna go back quickly to the chat here because I'm afraid some people are maybe trying to ask questions and I'm not seeing that. I gotta get a desktop computer maybe because this is crazy. All right, let's see here. James C, how's it going? I love how much you stray from the traditional design. Yeah, I stray because I don't know. That's why I stray. Yeah, definitely. Like I work in a small space, and so there's nothing you can do when you're in such a small space. You got to make the best of it. All right, now move on to another thing. By the way, like, are you seeing when I did the picture changes? Did you see that? Please let me know. All right, I'll change this picture out now. Okay, goodbye. And let's see. I'm gonna reduce these screens here, so hopefully my camera is still recording me, which I'm imagining that's what it is. You could tell I'm a complete idiot. So, all right, and let me reduce the size of this. Okay, and then I'll find some other pictures to show you here. Someone did ask me a question about my thoughts about China recently, and like how do I feel in Taiwan. That thread has been there since I was here from day one. So I would say like that, basically, we just live day by day with what we have with them and don't think about it too much. And I'll show you let's see here. Hold on a second because they're giving me an error message. Not receiving enough video. Okay, I think I've got to keep this open in order for this to work properly. So sorry if there's anything, if it's going back and forth. After I do this live stream, then I'll review this as a video and then understand how I need to make adjustments. So, yeah, so basically, not happy about the situation with China, but, people in here in Taiwan, they're so used to it. I think I've said this before as well, so they're just pretty much numb and don't pay too much attention. Yeah, that's become more of a real thing and maybe a more present danger, but still, like I said, people got to go about their lives, and myself included, so that's all you do. You just go about your life. And then, and if there's any trouble, here you go. I'm locked and loaded. Right? I don't know if you can see this picture, but this is a picture I found. Oops, sorry. Yeah, this is in the town where my in-laws live, well, now my mother-in-law only, they have these like old tanks and rockets and planes set up, and so I was on this on this artillery equipment here, just fooling around with my brother-in-law. That was years back. So yeah. But hey, be careful. GS Tongs is ready. I better take this picture off before, right? I'll get in trouble. All right. I'm gonna look at my notes here because I've got other things I want to say. Oh wow. Hey, yeah, Roger, you really didn't have to. Like, I see that Roger, Roger in Sweden, like, donated a large amount, and I really appreciate that. I can see that Swedish krona 200. So I'm, that's a lot, and I appreciate that very much. You really don't, you've already donated and purchased a lot from me, so, but very, very much appreciated. Thanks. It all helps. I told my wife, I said, oh, that second live stream, I couldn't believe, like, people donate. I said, if anyone donates on this third one, I said, I'll be really over the moon. So, obviously, I'm already over the moon. So, yeah, let me get on to something else, right? Talk about something else. I wanted to say this in conjunction with my business. And this is to anyone who's purchased anything and I've shipped it out, is that in the last few weeks, I would say the last month, there's been serious shipping delays. And previously, it was never on the end over here in Taiwan catching flights, but now that's become a reality. And then on the U.S. side, I have no idea what's going on. And this is specific for the U.S. For Canada and Australia, their delivery within their country seems to be moving along normally. But in the States, for whatever reason, things are on a slowdown. So if you purchase something and it's been a while and you haven't gotten it, of course, please contact me. I've been keeping an eye on things, and I can do better tracking from here than maybe you can do from the postal website in the U.S. So I do apologize greatly. The shipping for years and years and years, and I've said this already, was just first class. Was just world class all the way. And then after the virus hit, it was bad, and then it straightened itself back out. And then for whatever the reason now, it's gone back to being pretty bad. So fingers crossed. Hopefully that straightens itself out. All right. Another thing. Yeah, this I'll show. I won't talk too much about this, but I've been having a rat problem in this. We live in the 5th floor, for crying out loud, on the top floor, and we've been having rats breaking in at night. So I've been struggling with that. And if anyone who knows me, I don't like to hurt anything, but I did, and this goes back a little ways. So I'll just touch on that now, but I'll take some pictures and show you some of the damage and stuff like that. And I have some great stories. I'm not proud of it, but I'll have some stories I can tell maybe in the next live stream. So that's another reason why I'm kind of haywire, is every night it's hard to sleep when you hear rats running around all over the place and within the ceiling. I see them running around the kitchen. It's crazy. So I have to be very fastidious about how we, clean up, take the garbage out every night, or at least cover up everything. It's like once they know there's a food source, forget it. And then the birds, because I feed the birds, that doesn't help. So, but yeah, at any rate, I'll touch on that more in the next live stream. For me personally, I'd like to keep these live streams to an hour. So, yeah. Okay. So let's see here. All right, let me show some other pictures. Let's see what else I got here. I'm going to show you that the home that we lived in last in Washington, in Castle Rock, as I said. So here's a picture of that. Enlarge that. So, oops. Hold on. So hopefully you can see that. I'm going to do a little shimmying around here. Yeah, if anyone has any questions, please ask. And I'm sorry, because it's very hard for me to look at the way the screens are set up. But, yeah, so this is the home that we built, kind of a chalet-style home. And I'll say this, that building a home, if I had known before we built what it would entail and the cost and the time frame and everything, I probably would never have done it. So, but this is from the road, and we had a 2-acre parcel, but it was very secluded. And so every time I go back there, I always feel like I wish we never sold. But, oh well, we did. Yeah, so hello, Brooks Martin. Yeah, hello. Hey, Robert Whitney. Yeah, I just saw your live stream notice, so here I am. Yeah, well, I'm really glad that people are finding this, for sure. Hold on a sec, I'll check here. You know, there's other, I see like there may be another donation or two that came in, and I can't find it right off the bat. So like I said, don't worry. You know, I'll give you your due after I review this later on. So look at this picture, right? This is a summertime picture, and then I'll show you the exact same spot in the dead of winter, and see how you like that. Let's see here. Remove, yes. And let's plug this other picture in here. So there's the same view. Actually, I could put the two on at the same time, right? So there you go. So you can see that's pretty much the same angle. You know, you can see the gate here and like that. And yeah, so I really kind of had like, it was so close in you could hear the highway, you know, but it was a very close in but very secluded 2 acres. And it backed up into forest land, into Weyerhaeuser forest land for miles. And so, you know, we had a few homes on the road that we lived on. It was a dead end. And then if you went down the road, you know, for 3 minutes you were in town. But right where we were situated was really nice, and I had wildlife of all kinds come and visit me at all times. And especially when I saw elk, you know, on my property, I was like, whoa. When I first saw it, the tracks and the droppings, I thought, what the heck? Is this Jurassic Park over here or what? You know, but it really was wonderful. And I have pictures of elk and stuff, but I got to dig those up. So maybe next time I'll bring those up. Yeah. So let's move on. Let me check the chat. Yeah, and so like I said, to anyone else who's joined in now to this live stream, is that soon I'm going to live stream while I'm hammering. And I think someone, I'm sorry because I didn't write down your name, but someone said, could you do a tong, just the most basic beginner tong, not a funky, unique style, but one where we can follow along like a tutorial. And I thought like to myself, wow, that would be a good thing to do in a live stream. You know, because that would be something where, okay, I feel comfortable and I could get it done within a reasonable amount of time. So I think probably that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to do a live stream when I can figure out how to do this from my phone and show myself making a tom, a basic tom. So I see there's another donation here, and I've got to figure out who it is. So hold on a sec. Yeah, Ed Zimmerman. Oh, yeah, well, really appreciate that. That's it's just really too much. I really, really, really appreciate it. I really got to get myself sorted out over here technologically, but I'll say this, like I've tried. You know, I've really tried. So, and as you can see here, I've downloaded this software, and that's allowing me to plug in these pictures to do this sort of a show and tell. So, yeah, let me get rid of these pictures, and I'll show you something else. Goodbye. Yes. Goodbye. Yes. All right. So, yeah, here's a picture of me at the forge working on something. Whoops. Okay. What's going on here? All right, I got to get rid of that picture. Somehow that didn't work out. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. This is definitely, like I said, learning as you go. I'm embarrassed. This is embarrassing. All right, I've got myself back up here, pretty much. Let me try to get that. I think maybe that picture might not be sized properly, but I'll try that again. So just give me 1 second. It might be that the sizing of that picture is. Yeah, it's just the file size is so good. Delete. Yeah, I'll get that one sorted out. Let's see if I can pull up another picture here. Okay, I think I see what the problem is. I've got to just expand this. All right, back in business. Yeah, so here's a picture from me from the inside, you know, before I had any kind of shutters on the windows there, and you could see a lot of deer would come and watch me, and when they heard the hammering, and of course they would come in the summer, but as soon as the fall hit, they'd make a beeline for the woods, knowing that was hunting season. Okay. All right. Gosh. All right. Yeah. Another thing. Let's see here. You know, I wanted to speak. Oh yeah, that's another thing too. Is I wanted to say is that yeah, and I want to just make sure that everything's coming along pretty good here still. Hold on. Oh man, I see Thomas Brighton, another a big donation. Really, really appreciate it. I'm gonna have to. I'll make sure that I shout everybody out again. You know, I'll make sure that I'll give everyone their proper due. I've got it. Like I said, this is very, very difficult. I've got to get a bigger screen. Otherwise. This has become a bit of a nightmare. I'm sorry to be like a broken record, but yeah, at any rate. What was I just saying now? I forgot, right? Yeah, I totally forgot. All right, let's move on to something else. Let me reduce this a little bit so I can still see you guys in the chat here. Yeah, hi, John Hollowell. Yeah, I'm live. And what I would like to try to do, too, is to also figure out how to set a date and time, but because I'm so uncertain with things, it's just, yeah, it's a little bit of, just do it as it comes kind of a thing. Anyone have any blacksmithing related questions? Let's see. Yeah, Big Jim, Dragonstone Gem and Ironworks Profit. Howdy, sir. Right, Mr. Howdy. Right. Yeah, I'm just going right through these quick, just so I can see if I missed anybody. Okay. I don't know why. Like I'm in my wife's room, and the air conditioning I have on because I don't want to have it on, but I have to have it on because the door is closed to keep the birds quiet, or at least to keep them so I don't hear them. Yeah, okay. I can see when I reduce this screen here, the live stream has a problem because there's not enough footage. It's not getting a feed. So I got to keep this open. So I'll do my best. Yeah. Yeah. Hey Roy, what's going on there, Tektron-matic? Have you thought about selling your trivets? Yeah, Brett. Nah, I don't know. Like I said, it's just right now. I'm just trying to focus on my tooling, and I think if when I come back to the States. And then I operate from there, then maybe I could think about other things like that and maybe do stuff, more custom stuff, maybe household items and things that people might want. But other than that, the trivets, everything that I make in the videos that's not a tong or a hammer or something like that or a tool I'm using is something that I'm just going to, it's give to someone or someone requested, someone local requested that or something from my wife or just something I want to try. So that's why a lot of times, like I said, I'm kind of like known as the guy who does kind of crazy experiments because, although, I'm not downplaying my own blacksmithing skills, but it seems very limited because of how I've only focused on tongs for so long. You ask me to make a tong, I can make you a tong. I can make it probably with my eyes closed. But you ask me to make other things, and sometimes it's, well, who knows. Yeah, by the way, too, I'm using a light here because I thought like that makes it a little bit clearer, but I can see it's glaring off the glasses, but hey, I think you can see me a little better. And hey, look, I put on a shirt with kind of a semi-collar too, special. And I took a shower before this live stream as well. So, you gotta represent. I don't want to always look like a bum. All right, let me see if I can give you another picture here. All right, let's get rid of this. Yes, remove. Now I'm gonna fiddle around here because I've got pictures set here and there and there and here. I'm going to take this and reduce this screen. And yeah, there we go. That's much better. Yeah, that's much, much better. Okay, hold on. Come on, get up there. Reduce that. Come on down. All right, so let's see. Put this in. Hey, it worked. The thing is when you what I learned is that you have to change the file when you want to put a picture in this software, in this live streaming software, and then when you change the file, it becomes bigger. So that's why some of these pictures are not working. I didn't properly check the sizes and then reduce them later on. So yeah, anyway, you can see here there's a young girl and me in the background here shoveling coal. And behind my shop I had two little bays. Well, not little. You can see that they're pretty big. And I would have one had forged coal and one had forged coke. And so my main fuel was, though I would mix the two because coke was so hard to keep going. So I would, the coal that I had there was Western coal. It was pretty dirty coal, but very combustible, but pretty dirty. So I mixed the two, and I got a good forge fire from that. And the girl that you see there is we had two Taiwan friends visit for about a month or so when we lived there, and so they obviously of course have time and fooled around and helped me forge and stuff like that. So she's just I guess she's making sure that I'm working. Now, let's see here. I've got another picture I think of. Remove. Okay, I'm going to go back quickly. I'm going to click on the chat here, see what's going on. Yeah, I see. Hey, man, what the heck, Roy? You didn't have to donate money to my channel. Come on. Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. I'm going to have to return $10 to you now. So, yeah, Roy, I really wish you the best. You're a good guy, and even though I don't know you personally, I feel like I do. So, yeah, thanks a lot, Roy. Much appreciated. All right, so let's go over here now to so you see me here holding a bucket of forged coke. And you can't quite tell probably, but it's very, if you were able to focus in on that, it's very porous from, being refined, being coal that was refined. So, and it burns very clean, very hot, but very hard to keep going. You got to constantly have an air blast on it. And me having the hand crank blower that I had back in the day, so I would, like I said, I did a 50-50 mix of local Western coal and forged coke that we purchased. I think we got it from back east. I remember we would just get a bunch of guys, and we had a whole trailer truck load full, and everyone had like a whole pallet load. So it was like 50 bags a guy, a ton of guy. And so if you had enough guys that wanted to purchase, then we got it that way. So that was convenient, and you had a good supply for a long time. And then eventually towards the tail end of me being there in Castle Rock, I did buy a gas forge. And so I kind of would alternate between the two. I really miss coal because there's a lot of things you can do with coal that you can't do in a gas forge, at least in my opinion, or at least I can't, especially with where I'm operating here. All right, go back to the chat quick. Hold on, see what else is going on. Yeah, it's nice to see Christ-centered ironworks. Yeah, I agree, it is. All right. All right, let's see if I send you another picture here. Let's get rid of this. I got, one thing I wanted to say too is that I was thinking about on this live stream, what am I going to say and what am I going to do? And, the thing of it too is I have so many great stories that I'm going to tell. And like I kind of just touched on earlier, the rat story. Well, I'll tell that. And I've got other, blacksmithing related stories and property stories and animal stories and people stories and from stuff from Taiwan, stuff from back in Washington. So yeah, it'll all be good. And yeah, so let me try to put up another picture here. Let's see. Will you work? No. Okay, it's too. Yeah, it's also I didn't reduce the file size. This is anyway. Yeah, I won't. Well, maybe I'll try to reduce it here and see. Let's see. Hey. All right, so yeah, I'm able to do it slowly. So yeah, you can see there we're lighting the forge, me and the young girl, and I'll give her a shout out, Chi Chi. I haven't seen her in a little bit, but yeah, she's already a young lady. So you can see she's working the blower, and I'm lighting the forge. And you can see the hood there. It was it wasn't I just kept it vertical. I think if you have any kind of if you're venting a forge, and it's always best to have that flue pipe vertical if you can. And I think like there's a certain height. I think Benjamin Franklin actually did the math on this or did the science on this, where if it was at I think 15 feet was the height, something like that, that it would automatically start to draw. You wouldn't have to have any sort of fan or anything like that. So that's something to keep in mind if you are using a traditional forge with a with a hood and with pipe, that if you go above a certain height, you'll get a much better draw. All right, let's get rid of that. Yes, remove. Something, I wonder if my wife's at work, and she's probably like wondering what the heck is going on. Here's another picture. This is a picture of, okay, well, let's see. This is going to also freak out, I guess. Yeah, this is the girl's wife. Oh, the girl's wife. The girl's mom. Okay. Holy mackerel. So I had them both working on stuff. And they're really good people, and I'm sure that they still have the items that they made. So you can see here, she's worked in that, and she was actually forging, like a simple hook or something like that. And you see me kind of supervising. All right. Get rid of that. Yes. Okay, let's see. Yeah, here's another picture. Oops, not that one. Sorry. Get rid of that. Here's an interesting pic. This is the first, not you. This is the first forge that I ever owned. This is a rivet style forge, as you can see. And this is when we lived in Vancouver, Washington, and behind that structure behind there is a shed, and that was my shop. And the forge that I used was this hand forge, this hand cranked rivet style forge. And I remember I bought this. I forget. No, I do remember who I bought it from, and picked it up in Portland. And the only thing it needed was a belt. So I used like an old leather belt, to run across there to make the blower work. And I remember the first time that I fired it up, a good friend of mine, Neil, back in Vancouver, who helped me a lot to get involved in blacksmithing, he helped me to sort this out, and then we fired it up, and the first time we fired it, it exploded, like, it was like bang, and it cracked the pan. And these really old, maybe, 100-year-old forges, and the metal that's been sitting for so long is very sensitive to heat change. And so when we heated it, it cracked, but fortunately, and I think the pan was cast. And like I said, that heat change after so long being, just a air temperature, it couldn't handle it. And luckily, though, it cracked in such a way that I could still use it. So I didn't have to do anything. I think we just put some, maybe I just put some spacers between where the crack was, with bolts or rivets to hold that so it wouldn't spread farther apart. So yeah, I do. I want to say like I missed that forge, but I don't, because that was really hard to operate. It's very hard to get going. But compared to what I had back in the day in Taiwan, wow, it was like miles and miles ahead of that. So I'm going to go back to the chats. Back to the chats we go. All right, I see someone else. Dave Thor, thank you for that donation. It's very, very much appreciated. I really, I'm kind of blown away right now because the donations are coming in way more than I expected. Of course, in your heart, you hope that you get some donations, helps you with this, helps you with that. But, yeah, just really happy. Thank you. Let's get back to this before I lose the live stream. If I don't go back to this window, then it doesn't pick up the live stream. Also, there may be a delay from what you're seeing and what I'm saying. I have no idea. So let's see if anyone, I want to see if anyone has any questions. So I'll reduce this, make this bigger, and come back here, and then so I can see now this side. So, all right. Yeah, right, Super Pedro, right. I wish, right, the goal is $1 for every subscriber. That would be great, right? I'd be able to retire, right? Hey, McNeil Custom Knives, right? Still using my GS tongs and hammer. Really appreciate that. Really do. Yeah, I'm losing the feed. It keeps saying, warning, you're losing the feed. Yeah, I don't know. I'll try to. Okay, I'm gonna skip back and forth. So just please be patient with me. And I've got a couple other pictures I can probably put up as well. So let's just get rid of this picture. Now reduce this. Yeah, and Stafford, love the tools. Yeah. Everyone who says nice things about my tools, I appreciate that, because word of mouth is what really drives business. I don't know. I keep getting this warning saying that, the stream rate is slower than it should be. So, and I'm just wondering why that is. But, it says the bit rate is too slow. I don't know. I don't know how to change. I'm not even going to try to fool around and change that. Maybe I can. Let me see. I'll go to the settings. See if I can change that. bit rate. Yeah, forget it. Forget it. Yeah, I'm not even going to monkey around with that right now. Maybe it has something to do with my internet connection, maybe. I'm not sure. Let's see. Any other questions out there? Yeah, Thomas, I appreciate that from your side that you're seeing things okay, because like I said, it keeps giving me wackadoo like messages and this and that. Stan says, right, I saw the one fab cobbled together from a single threaded parent sewing machine. Yeah, that's crazy. I would be interested to see something like that, Stan. And yeah, sorry again, Stan, for that, for me, being live and then not being live the other day. Just like I said, it was kind of a foible. I just didn't want to. I wanted it to be private, but went public by accident. Do you still do touch marks? Yes. But like I said, because the shipping is what it is, so I'm having to be really cautious with that. Like that, people have to understand that you might have to wait 3 weeks or maybe even more to receive your item. So yes, if you're interested, I'm still working with the engraver, and so if you would like a touch mark made, contact me via email. I'm going to open this. It says here that the bit rate is lower than recommended. It says, forget it. I'm not going to open it. I ain't going to fool around with this. Forge welding issues here, Brooks Martin. Yeah, for me, like I said, I can't do it. I just can't do it in my gas forge. Forge welding is just, it's just not. It's possible. I can reach high enough temperature, but it's very inconvenient, and it's very hard for me in my seated position to do it comfortably. So it's pretty much out for me. That's why I try to find a lot of different joinery methods other than forge welding. Let's see. I'll try to share some other pics here with you guys. Let me see. Oh, yeah. So what I want to say is that the property that we built on was a complete and total utter mess when we purchased. I remember it was used as the guy who owned the property, it was used like as a secondary junkyard. He had a junkyard in another town, a larger town not far away, and then he had that property and just dumped stuff like you would not believe. And so there was an owner prior to that person lost the property, I guess by not paying taxes and whatever, and then he passed away, and then a gentleman in between me bought the property right before me, and he was planning to maybe build there. He cleaned up a lot, and then I guess he just gave up, and then I purchased it from him. And man, oh man, I could not tell you the job that I took on there. If I could show you all of what it looked like, you wouldn't believe it. And the stuff that I found. And so this was the most obvious thing was this. Oops, no, that's the house. Sorry. The most obvious thing was this. Get out of there. There was this bulldozer that was frozen in place on the property. You see that? And so you can kind of just look at that picture and you look around, you see tires here and barrels there and junk everywhere. And I remember it was just a nightmare, a complete nightmare to get this stuff removed. And especially that, I remember I called someone and who had a lowboy that could maybe handle that. And I remember when they came to try to take, and they said, okay. I said, well, you can, at that time, price of steel was way up. And so they would do it for free if they could get it on, their lowboy. And I remember when they were winching it on, the cable snapped. It was so heavy. And it was just frozen in place. And his lowboy really wasn't rated for this size, definitely not. And so they went and they bought a new cable, and then, I paid them for that, and then they tried again, and what we did is we dropped the blade on this then. And I remember it was such a pain. We didn't have many tools. I had some blacksmithing hammers, and that helped to drop that blade. And once the blade was dropped, they got it on, and I was so happy. That was like right in the center of the property on the level area where I would want it to build a home. And so that went down the road, and then I saw that guy later, and he said they got $800 once they abated it, whatever fluids might have been in there or whatever. They took that to the shredders, that and the blade, and got $800. Hey, that's great. So I appreciated them helping on that one. I'm going to go back now to the chats. This is crazy. Yeah. All right. See here. Yeah, that bulldozer is awesome. You know something? If I could have cut that bulldozer up myself, I would have. But I couldn't. What can you say? It's just like I said. If someone who is a big machine operator or a mechanic, they probably would have loved to have had that. But oh well. What can you do? All right, I'm gonna look here and see if I got any other pictures to show you. Yeah. Let's remove that. I feel a little silly because this live stream is, I meant it to be more structured and I have some notes and stuff, but boy, it's really like all over the place. But patience, step by step. So Rome wasn't built in a day, and definitely Taipei looks like it was built in a day, but it wasn't. So, another thing too is that I want to quickly mention is that I go tomorrow to get vaccinated. I haven't had any vaccination. And I really didn't think I wanted it, but I don't know. Like over here, I guess everyone doesn't question it, and so, finally, like my name came up, and they could give me a shot. So I'm going to go tomorrow. So if you don't see me anymore, that's it. The vaccine got me, but I should be fine. I think what I'm going to get is, and I'm happy, is because they had all different kinds, but you can't really choose. It's whatever they have available here. It's not like in the States where you could just go into a pharmacy and get anything. Over here, it's like they've had such a shortage, so it's whatever comes in, whatever they have, you get that. And so, like, my wife has already been vaccinated twice with AstraZeneca. They just say AZ here. And mine, they call it BNT, but that's, I think it's Pfizer. Or if you speak to my dad, because he got Pfizer, he calls it Pfizer. So, yeah, so I'm going to get Pfizer tomorrow. So hopefully Pfizer agrees with me. I look like my dad, I talk like my dad, and he's still alive, so I guess I'll be all right. All right, back to the chat. Yeah, triple vaccinated. Yeah, I hear you. Right. I mean, my dad is also triple vaccinated, and my mom is, she doesn't want to go for the third shot, and I don't blame her, but that's, she didn't feel too well after the second one. She got Moderna, I don't know, one of those. I'm more and more like my dad every day. This is crazy. I can't even pronounce words. And she's not in the best of health, so she's gonna maybe not get the third shot. So yeah, no problem. Yeah, M.S. Blades, hello there. Nice to see you. Don't worry, Brooks. Yeah, I appreciate that because I see like my wife and everyone else is fine. I don't think there's any problem being vaccinated, especially that so much time has passed and so many people have been vaccinated. So I don't want to start throwing up conspiracy theories and all other nonsense, but I understand people. There's a lot of people in my family who don't want to get vaccinated, and I respect that. Hey, it's your body, you're an adult. I respect that. So nothing you can do about it. I don't want to talk anymore about vaccines. Yeah, let me show you another picture here. Let's see. Yeah, this is a kind of a funny picture. I'm a big wildlife guy. What I mean is, I really enjoyed it, and so this is on my property there in Castle Rock. As you came out, the front door there, I put a stump and I would put bird seed out, and without fail, every morning you could see on the stump there's a squirrel and a rabbit would come. The rabbit would come from this direction, and the squirrel would come from the woods in the other direction, and they would hang out. And they would eat together. Sometimes they would be on the stump at the same time, back to back. I just enjoy stuff like that, So, you could see me with the birds here, and to be very honest, I feel sorry for the rats here. But hey, home invasion is home invasion. There's nothing I can do, like if they're breaking in. So I had to take measures, and I'll touch on that maybe in the next live stream. So yeah, but anyway, that's a cool picture I feel of rabbit and squirrel, and hope they're well, maybe they're not alive, but if they are, I wish them well. Right? Over here, the wildlife, like I've always said, it's like roaches, rats, and mosquitoes in the city here. So, and my sister-in-law moved out of town into like the mountainous area. You guys might recall me, driving there on my scooter, and she has a little bit more variety out there of wildlife. But you got to be careful here because of poisonous snakes. So, all right, back to the chat. Yeah, I can see we're on about 50 minutes, so I'll probably try to keep this going for another 10 minutes or so to hit an hour. So if anyone has anything else they want to say, please say it. If you have donated anything, or you have any question and I didn't catch it, I'll do my best to give you your props for that, for any donation, and to answer any questions in an upcoming live stream. So. A bit off blacksmithing. Hey, what's going on there? Yeah, good to hear from you. Hope northern Idaho is doing well. Probably got snow on the ground already. All right, let's see here. Yeah, here's just another pic, just a random picture. It's me. Like, another thing too is I like big trees, and so this, there's some areas there that still have some pretty old growth. And as you can see here, this is a big fir tree. So a very, very big fir tree, actually. All right. I'll show another clip, and I have a really great story to tell, but that's going to have to wait maybe for the next live stream where I'm doing like this kind of show and tell thing. So I'll show the pic, and then I'll give you the kind of like, you have something to look forward to. So you see here, this is on my property there was tiered. It had, I would say, 3 levels, and it went from, when you came in on the driveway, it was level, and then it sloped upward, and then it was tiered, like 3 tiers. Like, it leveled off, 3 times, a flat, and then up once, and then up a third time. And on the very top there, there was a creek that came from the hills, and a seasonal creek, and it just, the stories I can tell about this creek, oh my goodness gracious. I could go on for a whole live stream that lasts 10 hours. Well, anyway, I'm just gonna touch on what you see here in the picture. Is I worked with a guy from Department of Natural Resources to rehabilitate the creek, because the guy who had the property prior to me, they redirected it into a pipe. And this is such a long, convoluted story. I can't go into it now completely, but basically, we wanted to rehabilitate it to run in its natural path. And so one summer, I'm such an idiot. Like, in order to save a buck, and I had to pay excavators to come so many times, to have excavator operators come and do this and that, and I even did a lot with a bobcat and other stuff. But one summer, I said, you know what? I had to dig a trench, and you could see the depth of this trench. This is solid clay soil, and the depth is like 3 feet, and I had to dig a trench maybe in order to make the creek flow in the proper direction, and it was probably, I would say, 100 feet long. It took me a month. I remember every day after work, I would dig a little, and I would have a 5-gallon bucket. You could see like a little bridge here I have, and a wheelbarrow, and I had a 5-gallon bucket I would fill, and I'd throw it up here, fill the barrel, wheel it to a low spot, and put that soil in that low spot. And it took me 1 month to dig this trench. And when I was done, I kept thinking to myself, what an idiot. It would have took an afternoon with an excavator. But it's one of those things like that. Hey, you do it, and then you say, like, well, at least I can, at least I tell my grandkids. If birds were grandkids, I could tell them, I guess. I don't have any kids. But yeah, it's a story I could tell you, my grandkids online. So, and I'll tell you this, that story, the whole creek and pipe, and that story, I got to dig up other pictures to show that properly. So when I got that, boy, that's going to be a live stream unto itself. All right? Get rid of that. All right, I'm going to go back and see if you got any questions, and see if this live stream is still pumping along. All right? The current bit rate is still lower than normal, but who cares? Oh, hello there, Ben Strickland. Are there wood chisel specialists in Taiwan? Yes, there are, very much so. Yeah, there's a lot of chisel. Like, I've gone to a specialty shop that sells woodworking tools here, and I've shown that before in one of my roaming videos. Let's see, anything else here? Yeah, I can see, hold on. Chips and bugs, triple vaccinated. Oh, what drew me to my anvil style? Okay, bar, run, forge. Yeah, if you're still around, bar, run, forge. Hold on. Yeah, Bar Run Forge. You know, when I imagined, when you see my small block style anvils, I kept thinking that, okay, I would like to work in this seated position. It suits my space. And so I thought to myself, like, a horn anvil is impossible for me to have machined, or at least reasonably made. So I thought, okay, hornless, because I don't use a horn much anyway, and I do have a small horned anvil I can use. And I just kept thinking about, I'd like to be able to rotate the anvils easily so that they're not too heavy, 100 pounds or less, and I could get them up here and transport them easily as well. And then also, because I use swage functions a lot, I just thought I would like to have every surface usable, be it flat or be it a swage surface. And so that's why I came up with my designs. And I've shown them before, but I'll show them probably again. And I have a couple of anvils in the States still. They're sitting at a friend's place, and I've also shown those in the past. And you could kind of see the progression of, first a hornless anvil to the swage style blocks that I was making, and, what I use now. So, yeah. All right. Let's see. Yeah, live and learn. That's very, very true. If you don't, you have to live and learn. That's the way life is. There's nothing else about it. If you go through this life, and if every day of your life is smooth, and you're not alive. I think like there's a lot of bumps in the road, but you just take things as it comes, and that's it. That's the way I live my life now, or at least I try. Is just day by day, and you can see that pretty much in this live stream. It's like half-ass prepared and just go at it. But it's the way I do a lot of things. I just go at it and make mistakes along the way, and then learn from that and move forward. All right, we're creeping up on an hour, so when we get to an hour, I'm going to shut this puppy off. So if you got any questions, please ask. I'll put up a Tong picture just just to have something on the screen here. Is an old bolt style Tong that I made, and then let me see. I'll try to drag a picture of a Z Tong. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Z Tong, where are you? Ah, there you are. Okay. Whoops. Okay, well, the Z Tong's there now. Okay, there you go. So yeah, I'm going to list, this style here. I mean, there's no great advantage except that it's super stout the way it's made there. There's not, you don't have to thin for boss areas too much. And so, this style Z-Tong, to me, I really like. And so I haven't yet listed on my website, like I said, because everything for me takes forever. Well, seemingly, and so I'll get those listed up soon. All right, back to the chat quickly. See if there's any other questions. Yeah, I don't know, Roger. I think you give me way too much credit saying, right, you're a good example of that blacksmiths are very wise people. Well, yeah, I guess maybe I appreciate that you're saying that, but, maybe my wife would differ in her opinion. But I think, we got to have balance in life. And so that's why typically you don't, like for this live stream, you don't see me talking a lot of blacksmithing because it's hard when I'm in a room. I'm not working in my workspace. But I feel like you have to have a varied life. You can't be one-dimensional in this life. And I think so maybe because I'm willing to try different things so that, maybe gives me a little bit of insight that maybe some other people might miss. I don't know. There's a lot of people out there way smarter than me. There's a lot of people out there way technically more skillful than me. But I'm the kind of guy that I don't mind to try. So there you go. All right. Kind of scan around, see if I see anything else. Oh yeah, I want to put up a picture of, and this is what I want to say is like, I want to put a picture up of the Vice guillotine tool, a more recent picture. So let me get rid of this. See if I can find a picture of this. And see if it fits. Hey, it works. I'll enlarge that. Let me get rid of that one. I should probably have special guests. So, I really, after making more of these and sending out to customers, and they're probably still waiting to get them, based on how the shipping's been moving, but using my own more more and more, I like this version so much, and I've made some slight adjustments, not very big, but slight adjustments that help. And also, the size of this, the opening of the throat side to side is about 1.5 inches, and similar top to bottom, maybe a little bit more. And I thought, like, it would be great to have an upsized version of this, and I made one for myself. And I just really lament that the shipping is so bad right now, because I would like to maybe offer, you know, the two sizes. Maybe guys want to, you know, don't need such a large size, and guys want to work on, you know, slightly wider stuff. Maybe could choose that larger size. But the biggest problem with, okay, beyond the delays right now, the biggest problem with shipping from me is weight and cost. And so for the longest time, you don't maybe see this, but I've been, and I've said this before, is I subsidize the shipping to a certain degree. And postal shipping is still reasonable. It's not out of control. But with all these delays, it's starting to get that way, you know, where they're charging more but having less service. And so it's really just very, I don't know, it just kind of makes me want to slow down with coming up with new products and stuff like that until they square themselves away. So, but if you're able to wait and you would like an upsized version of what you see here, that's possible. And if you're able to wait and you would like this, but you want it for a hardy hole, I'm thinking of completely changing, not offering the hardy shank version that I offer of guillotine tool, and instead use this version where, you know, you can only use it, as I said in one live stream, just across the dies. You know, not where you might be able to also use it in line, because I just feel like that function is something that most people don't use, and this is much more accurate, I feel, the way that this one is made. So, at any rate, yeah, anyone interested, shoot me an email, let me know your thoughts, and I will show this and the larger version coming up pretty soon. All right, get rid of that. Remove. All right. So, all right, I'm going to check this. I don't know how many, let's see, how many viewers are still watching this. 34, that's quite a few still. Yeah. Tektron Matic, see you later. Yeah, I've got to go too as well. I've got to actually get to work. U.S., yeah, I know what you're saying, right? The docks, not socks. Right, my socks are backed up with my feet, right? Yeah, but Brooks, yeah, you know, I don't think it's a dock problem because I'm sending via airmail. But it's also, it's a port issue because stuff goes to a certain customs port and, you know, just backlogged. So, yeah, but like I said, if anyone is waiting on something and you haven't seen it, you contact me and I'll do my best. No problems at all. You know, anyone who knows me, I'm an honest person and I do everything on the up and up. And if you had any problems, I have no problem to make that right one way or another. All right. Yeah, so we're coming up on, I don't know, how much time are we coming up on here? Like, yeah, okay, we're over an hour, so I think this maybe is enough for this live stream. I really do appreciate you guys stopping by. Let me make this larger here so you can see me a little bit better. If what I would like is, you know, if you have, let's say like you know, you think of a question and maybe you think you might forget it. If you email me that question and you want me to answer in a live stream, go right ahead. Not a problem at all. I'll do my best. So, and if anyone has anything else they would like to contribute, suggestions, anything, you let me know. I'm open to everything because it can all lead to improvements. All right? I'll do one last check of the chats, and then I'll be signing off. Yeah, Ben, I'll see you soon. And Don also, John Hollowell, Kevin Houlihan, how much does it cost you approximately to get your style of anvil made? Yeah, okay, well, last question. It cost me, it depends on the size and the complexity, if it had to have the suede depressions, but I was paying steel and machining and heat treating included. It was about $400 for about an 80-pound anvil-like object. Very reasonable, right? But, I mean, to me at least it seemed pretty reasonable, but I guarantee you that's higher now. And the shipping, I remember, for one, was way up there. It was like $250. So who the heck wants to pay $650 for an 80-pound anvil? It's just, just a little bit out of line. But maybe nowadays that's not. I don't know. But yeah, that was basically just an about or kind of a range because everything has gone up. All right. Yeah, I know. The U.S. is probably double. I know. So that's another thing where I still have a small advantage. Get that off my eye. I still have a small advantage is that the cost of labor is still cheaper here, and I can get stuff done sometimes piecemeal, or a few at a time. I don't have to have a giant order to have the machinist or the heat treat place work on stuff. But the logistics of an anvil is just really tough. I tried, and I can do it, but being where I am and how I operate right now it's very, very difficult, and it's something that's better sent via sea mail, via sea freight, and that involves long waits, and that also involves going into customs on the other side and picking it up at a port. So in the future, so many people inquire about my anvils. It's something I will revisit. I definitely will revisit. But for the time being, I like to focus on stuff that is just a few pounds, a few kilos and under. I don't want to go above and beyond right now because, like I said, especially with the way shipping is. Once things sort themselves out, then, yeah, I'll revisit it, and I would definitely make that known. All right? Howdy, Jim Patterson. Howdy, hello, and goodbye. I'm ready to go. So, yeah, and Henry St. Forge, I appreciate that you love my channel. I'm trying my best. I really am. Sometimes it really is. Anyone who does YouTube knows nowadays it's really a slog. But, getting donations, who's going to complain? I mean, like people donating for me sitting in a room here just, waffling on. So I plan to improve this and improve the content. And like I said, look out for live streams of me working on projects and doing the live stream of me working on, like I said, maybe the first one on a very simple pair of tongs with step-by-step instructions. And at the very least, I could even, what I thought is if it's not just a video live stream of me working, it could be a live stream of me, maybe what I'm doing is I work on a tongue and I take pictures step by step, and then I could do it from here and just show you those pictures and explain the steps to anyone who's interested. But I think the video live stream would probably be a little bit more practical. So, yeah, well, at any rate, that's it. I'm signing out. This GS Tongs here, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks very much. Appreciate everyone. And if I didn't catch your name and you donated, you'll be getting a shout out in an upcoming video for sure. Not a problem. Thanks, fellas.